You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Roger Goodell, and Colin Kaepernick. The other day, John Matrix made a video about the fact that the Cowboys, it seems like they're heading in the direction of not allowing kneeling during the national anthem, but instead kneeling prior to the anthem or after the anthem. A lot like they did in 2017. Look, up front, I don't like the idea of kneeling, period, especially on employer work time. However, I despise the idea of kneeling during the national anthem because I think no matter how you talk around it, it is disrespectful to the military. Plain and simple. When I talk to people that's been in the military and they're offended by it, then you shouldn't do it. And I don't care if it's two members of the military. But when I talk to people that have seen tours of duty and actual war and they don't like it, then you better believe I don't like it either. Now, we have something brewing in the NFL right now because Stephen Jones was on 105 The Fan and he was asked a couple of questions. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, this is from Pro Football Talk, told Emmanuel Acho during the Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man digital series, okay, virtue signal much, Goodell, quote, wishes he had listened earlier to Colin Kaepernick, to what you were kneeling about and what you were trying to bring attention to. Cowboys COO Stephen Jones, appearing Thursday on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, was asked if he agreed with Roger Goodell. And he says, and I quote, I'm not going to comment on that at this point. I mean, obviously everybody has respect for what everybody else has to say about any of these situations. Everybody has their own way of getting their hands around it. It's obviously a big challenge. As I said, every organization, every office, every place looks at it a little different, including whether you're the NFL or you're an individual club. Everybody has their views on different things. So I certainly have respect for everybody's opinions and views, but that's probably as far as I'm willing to go. Now, Jerry Jones was on 105 The Fan yesterday. He went on twice this week. And they asked him about some of the issues that occurred during the summer and that were sparked by George Floyd's death in Minnesota. I really want to say how our hearts as an organization, individuals in the organization, how our hearts go out to the individuals and family members who were affected by these times, these disheartening times that we've all seen on TV. And I want our team to be part of the change. The dramatic change isn't going to happen overnight. But I want our organization, our players, to play a part in the movement, making this a better place in the country. I feel confident that our players have a can-do, and what can I do to participate in it? I want what the Cowboys to do to make this a better place. Let's be real honest. Jerry Jones doesn't agree with kneeling during the national anthem. Stephen Jones, and I actually heard the audio for it, you could tell he didn't either. He doesn't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Look, Jerry Jones is a businessman and a damn smart one, and he understands in Texas and in Dallas and at Cowboys games, by the way, they think around 25 to 30% of the stadium will have fans in it. Means 25 to 30,000 fans in attendance for Cowboys games. If the Cowboys kneel during the national anthem, they are going to get booed out of the stadium. Jerry Jones knows that. He just witnessed what happened with the MLS. When those assholes kneeled, they got booed out. And then players started showing their asses. Jerry Jones knows kneeling is bad for business, and he's a businessman and he wants to make money. And the one thing I feel like Jerry Jones is not going to do, he's not going to be forced into anything by Roger Goodell. We've got to remember that Jerry and Roger have quite the history together. And part of that history was the fact that when Goodell suspended Ezekiel Elliott, Jerry Jones began trying to figure out how to fire Roger Goodell. At the end of the day, Roger Goodell works for the owners as the commissioner. Adam Silver, certainly in the NBA, should take note, but the owners in the NBA seem to have no balls. But here is the other thing we need to talk about. Jerry Jones and Donald Trump are flat tight, and we know how Donald Trump feels about kneeling during the national anthem. He's very much against it, so am I. And Jerry Jones talks to Donald not yearly, not every 6 months, not every month, weekly at least. No kidding. They famously have a weekly conversation because they're close friends. Now, where do you think Jerry stands there? So, this could get very interesting because, look, the media is going to kill Jerry. How do I know? Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk is already killing Jerry on Pro Football Talk. And they killed Steven yesterday morning for this exact comment because Mike Florio is left-leaning media and he's wokey woke. So Jerry is stuck in he's in a precarious place. Mike Florio already said it's a fail because his answer wasn't, yes, I agree with Roger Goodell apologizing to Colin Kaepernick. I don't agree with it, and neither does Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones. Stand, face the flag, hat off, respect the national anthem. Period. And Jerry knows that's exactly. I'm in Texas. It's going to go over like a wet fart in church. I promise. Make sure you hit subscribe. We are growing like crazy. And by growing like crazy, 2,000 new subscribers in the last 2 days. Thank you very much. Peace. We're out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.